So, ich glaube, wir sind live. Wir müssen dann auf ein Feedback warten. Wir haben unser Mikrofon an. Wir sind hier in Stockholm. Hier ist die Kamera. Und das Leben ist um 16:30 Uhr in Stockholm schon fast am Dunkel werden. I talk a little bit because then people get that we are live and then I make an intro. So lass uns ein bisschen. So we are live now, as I understand, and we are sitting in Stockholm here at 16:30. The sun is going down already, and if you were a good Stockholmer, you were out in the sun and in the snow. I was ice swimming this morning actually in the lake here, and then you gather your family together and watch Netflix maybe like normal people. We are in downtown Kempe in downtown Stockholm, and we are celebrating a very special day. We come to this. We are meeting here, Ulf and me. My name is Matthias and this is Ulf. Welcome, Ulf.
Thank you very much.
And we met here because of a reason. So this week at Skandinavien.live we had our Samish week. So the Samish are a group of people living in the northern part of Scandinavia, in the northern part of Europe. Actually, they are our, what we call it?
Native.
The natives. So we in Europe all are coming from the Samish. No one really knows. So we try to get behind this, how many Samish people are living, why are they called like that, where do they live, it's 4 countries where they live, and what is a special day for them today. So with me here is Ulf Bergdahl. He's living in Stockholm. Welcome, Ulf. You are a Sami.
Yes.
And you come from Sápmi, as the country is called, or the region is called. Tell us who you are and why do I meet you here in Stockholm? What are you doing here in Stockholm?
Well, first of all, the area you're talking about, as you correctly said, it's called Sápmi, and it's an area which includes northern part of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and partly of Russia. So we are divided in 4 countries. But we are one people. And the reason what we are celebrating today is the 6th of February 1970, a Sami woman named Elsa Laula. She was born on the Swedish border, but later on moved to Norway. She started and created the first meeting among the Sami people who lived in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, mm-hmm. to get together and to find a solution with the mm-hmm. problems they had and so on. And this was the start mm-hmm. with the Sami cooperation mm-hmm. over crossing the borders.
Yes. And on the 6th of February, so you are proudly wearing the tract, what you have here, and this is from your family, from your region. Is it a particular one? Is it do you have different ones, or is it the same for every of the regions?
Well, if you take it from the most southern part of the Sápmi area, it's in the village is called Idre. Mm-hmm. It's in Dalarna, if you know Dalarna. It's quite in the middle of Sweden. Mm-hmm. If you look at my patterns, if you come from the southern part of the Sápmi, they have very few colors. And the further north you get, it's more and more color mm-hmm. and patterns. Mm-hmm. And this is called the Karesuando, Kakte. It's the Sami language, mm-hmm. Kakte. And those patterns shows not only from which area you come from, in my case from Karesuando, but also the patterns show which family you come from. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I walk on the street and I see one with the Kakte, I can say, that's a relative of mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. So this is... So some part is family and some part the region where you're from.
It's actually the same.
Yeah, okay.
In our family, for instance, we have the yellow color quite high up here.
Yeah, okay.
And some have white and so on.
Mm-hmm. And then who is doing this? This
is my sisters.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But you visit your family, of course, but you live here in Stockholm. How did you end up in Stockholm?
Well, I visit my home area. I come from the third most northern Sápmi village. It's called Saarivuoma. It's about north of Kiruna. And I'm not a reindeer herder myself, but I have reindeers. And my brother and a cousin of mine are taking care of them because I'm not skilled enough. And that's one of the reasons why I came to Stockholm.
Yes.
And the story is like when I was a teenager, my goal was to become a reindeer herder, but I wasn't skilled enough. And they said, Ulf, you can both read and write, so we recommend you to study instead. And by the way, you're the ugliest guy in the not gay, but guy in our village. So we give you one-way ticket to Stockholm. Yeah. And if you find a girl and come up and show her, we will come after you.
Yes.
So I came to Stockholm and find out that, well, I must be the ugliest in the village, but the Stockholmers are even more ugly. So it wasn't that hard to find girls. Okay. But I was smart enough not, until now, tell them to show any girls.
Yes.
Because I didn't want any competition.
Oh, that's a good trick. It's a very common trick. Yes. When you live downtown, we actually found out we live quite close to each other in the same area somehow. But you came here. What are you doing today? You're not reindeer herding in Stockholm?
Well, I have different projects, and I've written a movie script about my grandfather's aunt. She was during the Second World War. She smuggled over German deserters.
So that is exactly. I remember you told me that once. So your grandfather's aunt helped some Germans who deserted from the war,
from the occupation,
from being jailed. And they wanted to leave the war, and she helped them from Norway to Sweden.
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Since we have our reindeers both in Norway and Sweden, but during the Second World War we were not very keen to go across the border, so we stopped by the border, and by accident she met at the border two young Germans who told her that they are deserting, and she hid them in her. In the
tents.
In her tent, and they told her that there were even more on the way to leave. So she started to trafficking them, and she had to hide them from the Swedish authorities. The relation with Sweden and Nazi German were quite good, and they would, without any hesitation, send them to Germany to be executed if they found out. So they know they had to be hidden, and the whole village were helping because they were in different families, and they stayed there until the end of the Second World War, and then they went back to different parts of Germany, where they came from, and like 5 or 6 years later, they came up in a group, and they wanted to thank her, and they have. Collected all the savings they have, and they wanted to give her money, and she said no, she was not interested. And they said, why did you help us? You knew that the Nazis had this racism and so on, and why did you help us? And she said, when people are in a bad situation and also doesn't want to kill other people, they have a special place in my heart and my home. So the reason is why she helped them were, of course, humanitarian reasons. Yeah. And she didn't want to get paid.
Does she still have contact to the families of those people she helped?
No, unfortunately. But I'm trying to find out if there is any relatives. Of course they have relatives. There were 8 of them. So
8 Germans she helped.
Yeah.
Wow. And that might be a documentary. And you said, like, if all the luck is on your side, you even have a Netflix documentary or...
Yeah, hopefully. We don't know if it's Netflix or HBO or... I don't know.
Wonderful. So today, 6th of February, you're not at home, of course, you're here, but you celebrated the National Day also here in Stockholm.
Yeah.
And Sofia Janok was here as well.
Yeah.
And you know her, you're even relative with her.
Well, we're a little bit relatives.
We know her from the music scene. Of course, she's a big Samish star here in Scandinavia. So how are Samish people celebrating here in Stockholm?
Well, this morning they had when you put up the flag at the Stockholm Stads. How do you say Rådhuset?
The mayor's building.
Mayor's building, and they are giving some speech and so on.
Okay.
And this was on the morning, and later we had this happening with Sofia Janok where she performed some joiks. And later on, or like what time is it now? They had dinner somewhere. I don't know where, because I prefer to come to talk with you.
Yeah, you're with us here. Yes.
I can eat tomorrow.
Wow. But she was singing she was singing live today? I think we have a link on Scandinavia.live, if I remember right. But this is a big thing for Sweden as well. Not since very long ago, the Samish are recognized as a very important cultural good and of course history and tradition, which was a little bit neglected by the countries Norway, Sweden, and Finland, and Russia is still not really fond of supporting the culture of the Samish.
Well, actually, the regime in Russia, they are actually trying to stop the Sami people from Sweden or Finland to help the Sami brothers in Russia.
Okay.
They call us spies, but they call everyone a spy if you're not Russian.
Okay.
So they have big problems with that.
But you had also an idea. You would like to represent Sápmi, the Samish region, which is in mostly Lappland.
Yeah.
You would like to represent it and even present the food culture here, present more of what is coming together with and also music.
Yeah.
So you had ideas also to invite for dinners or in a particular place like a restaurant.
Yeah. I have my plans, but during those days, this time it's a little bit. I have to postpone it a little bit, but one day it will come.
So then we have 4 years ago there was a Disney movie. Everybody heard about it, Frozen, or the Eiskönigin in German. And there was a yoik. There were 3 yoiks in the movie, and one of the yoiks is downloaded or listened to on Spotify 33 million times. So it's kind of a global movement. Of course, supported by the country of Norway, big time. They promoted the movie. So, how did yoik affect the view on the Samish?
The yoik was forbidden for a long time, since the Swedish Church made us Christians, and they were in like opposites. So for a long time you were not allowed to make yoik, but when you were up in the alone or with a good friend, you can yoik, but not in public. But this turned like in the middle of the 70s, and now it's very common and it's very strong.
So again, for everyone who doesn't know what yoik stands for, yoik is a kind of music. And originally, it's a singing together with a drum, and it's like whoa, 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 and we know this from indigenous sounds from also from Africa or from the Alps, even with an alphorn. So it was a sign of expressing your emotions, expressing, of course, also stories and telling stories. And now we have yoik. Not only with drums and voice, but also with contemporary music instruments and electric instruments. So this is what Sofia started also like 15 years ago when she had her first CDs out. So yoik is in music, And actually on Scandinavian.live, I asked Ulf to help me. Please, can you give us some yoik music you would like to have in a playlist on Spotify? So if you go to Spotify and you put in yoik, like YOIK, you have a playlist, and in a tradition of yoik, and some are very traditional and some are just bending direction, emotion and spiritual music. So yoik, what is it for you?
It's warm feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I get happy in my heart, and I think all Sámi who's listen to the music, and it brings back memories. And
Mm-hmm. So you listen to yoik in your family?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the yoik has developed. The one who made the breakthrough was Nils Aslak Valkeapää.
Mm-hmm.
He was singing when they opened the Olympics in Lillehammer.
Lillehammer,
Yeah.
Yes.
And he brought in new instruments and so on. And then Marie Boine came, and she's Norwegian. She's world famous.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Sofia Janok, and they have developed the Sámi music.
Mm-hmm.
It's influenced by rock, jazz, and everything, all kind of different.
Yeah, well, in Sweden we have Melody Festival, which decides what song goes to the Eurovision Song Contest, and there was many times someone singing yoik in traditional clothes. So if you go to Spotify and look for our yoik list, yoik by Scandinavien.live, you will see, I don't know, we're developing, it's 104 songs, I think, so far. So we will add and we will take away a few. We get, of course, we would like to make them the most fitting kind of yoik like list. It now is young people more and more proud to have ancestors or family who are reindeer herders or who are recognized as Samish. And the tract, as I learned, is that you have to have one. It's like if you don't, then you probably try to neglect that you are Samish. But everybody has a tract.
Yeah, exactly. But may I recommend one song? It's called Etno Jenny by Marie Boine, and this only song gives you a feeling of how modern Sámi music could be. If you don't like it, tell me.
It's in the list. You checked our list.
Yeah, but I don't know if you put it on Spotify.
I think I have it. Yes, it's there.
Yeah.
Marie Boine and Etno
Jenny.
So check it out. That is this. Then of course you don't sing yoik for us. You say like it takes too much preparation, and it takes a spiritual moment, and you cannot just say, okay, let's do some. You can do yodeling if you're from the Alps, but you don't start yoiking out of the sudden somewhere in the middle of a Saturday afternoon in Stockholm. You don't do that. What else do you contact your family while during the national holiday? Do you speak with them? Do you wish each other something? Is there some traditions like that?
Yeah, it's very easy and convenient now to use Facebook.
Exactly.
We're sending greetings to each other.
Yes.
And get greetings from many Swedes and from different parts of the world.
And you have to show that you were wearing your tract and you're in Stockholm.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if it's the 6th of February and on a Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday. I have it from morning to the night.
Yes.
Every day. It doesn't matter if I have a banking meeting or this is my day, and we will show we exist.
Yes, exactly.
The rest of the 364 days, we are looking like all the others. But you brought this up about the young people are proud, more proud, because we were quite harassed, and there was a turning point in the middle 70s when young Sámi people realized we had nothing to be ashamed of. And I have a daughter, she's 22, and she's very proud of being a Sámi. And I have a son who's 26, who's also proud to have a Sámi heritage. But I've told them, never consider you to be better than other people, and never consider you are worse than other people. We are exactly like other people, but we have a different heritage. I think it's very important to don't put yourself on high horses and so on.
Yes. if we in Germany get a question like, where are you coming from? Then we come from the Samish, actually, because they are our natives. They are our European natives. And that is the European Union who decided to state this already.
First of all, the Swedish government recognized us. And then we had the European Union and then the United Nations. So actually, I'm your native as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ulf. That was a short thing here in Stockholm. We had 20 minutes or so for this interview. We don't take questions. If you have a question, please write it in a comment field, and I will forward this to Ulf, or Ulf will answer in the field. So I bet there are so many questions out there. Who are you and why are you? So again, Sápmi is the person, and it's with an A with an apostrophe, accent aigu, you would say, and Sápmi is the country, and this is in 4 countries, so it's in the northern part of Scandinavia, and the only wild part of Europe.
Well, we don't consider it not to be wild since we have been there.
Yes.
That's not wilderness,
No,
because we've been there.
Exactly. It's not a total wilderness.
No.
It's peaceful. Yes.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Now I wish to be in where they are all celebrated in Jokkmokk. In days without pandemic, you could go with a night train to Jokkmokk and go through the streets and listen to yoik and go to museums and other places for sure too. But this is not possible right now. I hope we got a little bit of knowledge from the Samish to this forum. Yeah. I hope to have you as also ambassador of Samish in our Scandinavien.live group. That would be wonderful. So if we have him in, then we have someone to answer questions. If he doesn't know by heart himself, he has the whole family up there with plenty of good cultural people. We will do more with the Samish because they belong to 3 Scandinavian countries, and it's called Scandinavien.live. So there is no other way. We need to get deep to the ground with this. That was the first Sápmi week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ulf. We are closing here. We are leaving this room, and we will have a coffee or even a beer. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Mm-hmm. And I wish you all welcome to the Sápmi. If it's in Norway, Finland, Russia, or anywhere, you are very much welcome. Mm-hmm. And we are very peaceful people. We are amongst, in our language, we lack one word it's very common in all other languages. And it's the word for war. We don't have it because we never solved conflicts.
With war.
We don't believe in wars. We believe in peace. And when you come, don't bring your weapons unless you're going to hunt.
The weapon is for hunting.
Yeah.
Famous last words. Have a wonderful Saturday. Dankeschön. Wonderful weekend from Stockholm downtown campus. Bye-bye.